Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about Big George. Before that, subscribe the channel, leave your comments, like and share the video, okay? So I'm going to talk about, well, George Foreman, of course, Big George. We are talking about a professional boxer that, well, he competed at the time of Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, for example. Well, he was Olympic champion, or he won the gold medal heavyweight boxing in 1968 in Mexico City, Olympic Games, so gold medal. And 1 year later, he started his professional career in boxing. Well, and he started winning 40 times in a row, so 40 victories, 40 nil, incredible. Well, and in 1973, he won the World Heavyweight Championship against Joe Frazier, against Joe. And well, Joe Frazier was undefeated. George Foreman was the world heavyweight champion for the first time. Well, he had some fights after that, retained the titles, but in 1974, in the end of the year, 1974, Rumble in the Jungle, a very famous boxing fight, Muhammad Ali versus George Foreman in Kinshasa, Zaire. And well, Foreman was undefeated. Ali was defeated twice against Joe Frazier and against Ken Norton, the two defeats of Muhammad Ali's career by decision, by points. And well, at the end of the fight, Muhammad Ali won by knockout. So Foreman lost for the very first time in his career against Muhammad Ali by knockout. And well, it was the only defeat by knockout in his career. Only one defeat by knockout. Incredible. Well, and after that, he returned to the victories after that defeat. But in 1977, in 1976, he defeated again Joe Frazier. So another fight between George Foreman and Joe Frazier, and George Foreman won that fight for 2-0 to George Foreman against Joe Frazier. Well, and in 1977, he lost for the second time in his career against Jimmy Young. And after this second defeat in his professional career, well, he almost retired. So he stopped with the boxing fights, but 10 years later, only 10 years later, so in 1987, he returned to a boxing fight. He returned to the ring. And well, he returned and he started winning again. And in 1991, he had an opportunity to win the world titles. It was George Foreman versus Evander Holyfield, the real deal. But, well, Evander Holyfield won. George Foreman lost by decision. And, well, Holyfield retained the world titles. And, well, he returned to the victories, but the 1 year later, but in 1993, he lost again against Tommy Morrison. Lost by decision too. But, well, in 1994, a new opportunity. A new opportunity. George Foreman versus Michael Moorer, 1994. Well, and George Foreman won and became, for the second time, heavyweight champion of the world. And the truth is, he has a record because he was the oldest heavyweight champion of the world. The oldest, at 45 years of age. So Foreman was 45 years old when he won the titles against Michael Moorer. So the oldest boxing champion in history. Well, after that, some more fights. He retained the titles and he won. But in 1997, so 3 years later, he lost against Shannon Briggs by decision. He lost, and it was his last fight. So the last boxing fight in Foreman's career was against Shannon Briggs, and he lost by decision. So it was his fifth defeat. But if we look at the statistics, they are incredible because we're talking about boxing fighter that had 81 fights, 76 victories. I repeat, 76 victories, and well, 68 were by knockout. Only 5 defeats. Well, it's a lot. More than a lot of famous boxers. So, conclusion. Presented George Foreman, professional boxer. He was heavyweight champion of the world 2 times. Okay, has a record, the oldest champion of all time at 45 in 1994. And well, he competed with Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, but of course there are these big names, but we cannot forget, for example, Ken Norton, Evander Holyfield, Michael Moorer, John Morrison, a lot of big names too. Well, and Foreman, Olympic champion in 1968. So his first 40 boxing fights, only victories, 40-0. First defeat against Muhammad Ali in the Rumble in the Jungle, very famous boxing fight. Some boxing fights with Joe Frazier. He won the 2 and became the first world heavyweight champion. Then it was a semi-retirement between 1977 and 1987, but he returned, and then he was pursuing another title, and well, he got it in 1994, and 3 years later he retired. Okay, but of course it's an incredible career of Big George Foreman. And well, he was very calm, always very calm. He didn't talk too much. He was very calm and always focused on the fights. Okay. So that's it. This is all for today, and see you next time.